your church, Cornerstone Church in West LA, you've been in the headlines. You witnessed ICE detain members of your church. That is the way the story has gone. Let's just start there. Take us through what happened that landed you in the headlines.
Yeah, thank you, Billy, for inviting me. And I was on Sunday, worshiping last Sunday on 20, I don't know the date, but I forgot, 22nd. And then a family member of our church came to me and said, we have appointment tomorrow at Immigration Federal Building in downtown Los Angeles. Shall we go or not? As a pastor, myself, usually I teach them also constantly, like, you have to respect the law, you have to follow the rules and everything, and respect. And to be a good citizen from beginning of your arrival in U.S., so they had this mother, father, and also a 3-year-old kid. So they went to downtown Los Angeles, and usually because they don't have anybody, I asked them, call first your lawyer and then call me. So the lawyer called me at 1:30 p.m. that they got detained in the immigration office. So I ran there, and there's a story you can read in my social media that I was very devastated to see. They got caught, and then they went to ICE room, and they took them. And the only things that I had to do is ask them if they can give the key, because they have a small dog, to save that dog. And then it was like very bad night, nightmares, what's happened, why they caught them. Like, they went to appointment. They are asylum seekers, Christian asylum seekers, and they have all paperwork and they follow the rules. And so...
Can I ask you, can I pause really quick and ask you just two quick questions? What did they think the meeting was for? So they were going to meet with ICE. What did they think they were going to be meeting with them about?
Usually they go to kind of update their address, and that's a process of showing themselves in the office to see what they are doing, like updating and paperwork, following paperwork, and signature that they are here. So that's a regular for asylum seekers. They have the document, and they're waiting for the court day and follow up things.
The second question, how long have they been here in America?
They arrive, I think, in October 2024.
Okay. So under a year. And they came through, when they came to America, because just so we get all these little pieces up, when they came here, they went through the proper process of coming. So they,
of course,
legally.
Yeah, legally, they have documents, they were waiting, and some of them, they have work permit, social security number, and they're asylum seekers from Iran.
So when you were there, obviously you said it was a bad night. It was traumatizing for you watching all this. Were you able to ask any questions? Why are they being detained? Was there something that maybe you didn't know? Was there did something happen that precipitated or that caused this to happen?
Yeah, I was watching the news, following the news, what's happened, ICE in Los Angeles and detaining people. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, they're looking for, because usually when I heard is like undocumented criminal and other stuff. For me, it was just shocked to see this beautiful people. The wife was activist in Iran because of the woman movement in Iran. Also, they were part of like underground church, and I was like shocked. Even we were planning to do a short film about women on Tuesday, next day, and we were ready to do it. And I had to call all the crew that this has happened. And no, I didn't. Like I said, like, this is regular. They're respecting the law and they're following the rules of asylum seekers process. And they were kind of pending status of U.S. citizenship or granted for asylum.
So where are they right now, as far as you know?
So after 2 days, I got notified in the system online that they send them with the kid, 3-year-old kid, to South Texas family facility, and close by San Antonio. And also I sent somebody to one of my American friends that fluent in Farsi to go there, pray for them, to take the Bible. And so they didn't allow him to see this family with the kid. And yeah, that's what I got a few calls from them that not pleasant over there. Lots of crowded like, and I asked them that, are your kid is separated or you're separated? They said no. At 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. we are together. After 8 p.m. The husband should separate it and go to men's part. So they were not really happy the situation and crowd, and also the situation over there.
So what will happen to them from here? Do you know? Is that still uncertain? Will they be deported? What do you anticipate, or what have you heard will happen?
Actually, in 1 hour, they have a court. So in Texas, and then the judge will decide what's going to happen, and we are hoping at least with the bond or something they can come back to the and depends on the judge. So the judge can say, okay, deny, and we have to deport you. And the problem is, because of relationship between Iran and the U.S., there is no deportation to Iran. I heard because situation and political reason, I think they are going to send what I heard in Libya, South Sudan, or Uganda. I don't know. Some of them they got deported to Panama. Some Iranians they got deported to Panama. So it's very unknown, and we are concerned about their safety and security, and also their life.
You know, when you look at this, a lot of people, when a story like this comes up, I cover the story, you immediately have comments, well, people shouldn't be here illegally. People, we need to enforce the law. You have, and you mentioned before that dynamic of, when you're telling, Iranians and others, like, hey, you need to follow the law. You need to make sure you follow the law. You're saying these are people who came through a legal process. That's what you're saying. Reflect on that a little bit. Do you understand the tension that people have right now about immigration, about the frustration, about some of what has happened? Because it really is a tough issue with two very distinct sides.
Yeah. Like I don't want to, like, always in my comments I respect the law, I respect the America, and as a former refugee here, somehow they are right, because they had to pass the border, they had to enter border, some of them they illegally, but they follow asylum seekers and documentation. The reason is, which is, I'm now talking and I'm trying to be voice for Iranian refugees. There is thousands of Iranian refugees around the world that are waiting, especially in Turkey and in US. My comments and my statement is this: there is no other way. Show me one way that Iranian refugees that are seeking refuge, they're seeking for religious freedom, they can come to United States. I came through a program called Lindenberg program by President Reagan, and we went to Austria, stay there, and then apply there, and then go to the U.S. Embassy, and we got our IOM bag and came through LAX legally. And we got 1 year green card, we got our I-94, and 5 years U.S. citizen. Right now, even our family wants to come through this program, but actually we got the letter 2 days ago that's suspended. And I'm telling, like, there is no other way. Show me one other way that Iranian refugees, especially Christian and minority, can come to USA. We try to sponsor this program called Corporation, like it's a settlement, private sponsorship program. But even in that program, we try to bring the volunteers. And last minute, they said there is no way that Iranian can even come through this program. So my voice is, what else? What is the way we can come legally to this country? Other countries like Latinos and other countries, Middle East, there is a way to come, like student visa, tourist visa, or even refugee to come here, but there is no way for us to come. That's why they run away, and they took the very dangerous way and comes to United States for hoping for freedom and religious freedom.
Now, this couple, just to clarify, this couple and their child, they came in October? Did they come through? They came through the legal way, though, right? Or did they?
No, they passed. They passed the border illegally. Then they said we are asylum seekers
Okay.
and follow up everything and follow up the things like they got the lawyers and they're doing this
Yeah.
now.
So let's talk more about your story too, because you came here in 2010. You're a pastor now, and this is right now things are very complicated. Obviously, for obvious reasons, they've always been between America and Iran, right? They've always been complicated. Right now, the last couple of weeks, even more intense. How much do you think that is affecting situations like this?
Definitely, like after the war between Iran and Israel, and Ayatollahs in Iran start threatening the U.S. and president, and I respect that. I know that lots of enforcement they want to protect America, and as a U.S. citizen, I swear to protect America too. And definitely, the last words and last week was very. Crucial for Iranians and also for security of this country, and I'm aware of that and I respect that. But I'm saying these people, at least you need to kind of they don't have any criminal background, and I believe that U.S. Law enforcement and also security, Homeland Security, NICE, and other people, they have that power to kind of being a better way to research and background check, not to grab it. You see in the video that was another couple, which this video brought lots of attention in media, and yeah, definitely, I'm concerned about our safety also here, and also for our people. But I can't like tell like which one is which one. It's just so complicated. And I usually I said like I don't know politics in USA, and I don't understand, but I believe that they can do better way, and I believe the church should be a safe place for people to come, because I had to call people not to come to church, and somehow I said where I am, like in Iran and or in America, free land of freedom.
So yeah, and let's sort of go over this too, because I think there are going to be people who say, well, they came over the border illegally, and that's wrong, and that's illegal, right? And you're saying, well, how else do they get to freedom, right? How else? Because there's no system for them, and this is something that this is that dynamic and that debate. But you're also saying that not just these individuals, but others, you came through a program that's been suspended. You came through a totally different way, but that they came through and they went and presented themselves after. Do they do that at the border?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they did on the border, and they got the lawyers and paperwork and everything. But second couple was they came through other program that you saw the video, very heartbreaking video, that they came through that program, CPB1 program, in app, and then President Trump reversed it and changed this. But the second couple came through that program, but not valid anymore. So we don't know what we should do. And this is not their fault. They came legally. I can say in that time, the couple came legally inside of the country with that law. And then after a while, they changed it and they got targeted for detaining them. And they had the social security number, they had work permit, and they had the master hearing court on September. And they come and get them front of the door. If you see that man, I think that's a Christian way of acting. When they got him front of his door, he was very calm. He was very respectful, and I was talking like clearly why you're taking them. I was very calm until the wife panicked, because I called her. She called also on Tuesday morning after the family got detained, and she was crying. She doesn't have anybody here, any family members, and she called me and I asked her, "Don't come outside." But unfortunately, she ran out, and she was panic and other like. And then when I saw these masked people, and I called them, I said, "I respect what you do. I know you're doing your job." I try to be very respectful to law enforcement, and unfortunately, I saw these masked people, and she was lay on the ground, and I'm not saying they were hitting them. I tried to interfere, and also they threatened me to arrest me, and it just triggered my all like back in Iran, because I got prison in Iran because of smuggling Bible. I was 2 years house on the arrest. I got torture. I got it's just so psychological things that came back and triggered me inside, that what's happening. I'm in the street of Iran or street of Los Angeles, and I will never imagine one day this happen. If you see in video, I was saying, have you heard the news? They are persecuted Christian. I was persecuted because of my faith. They are Christian, let them go. But they didn't listen, and they said, we are following orders. And this is not nice for America. The look is so bad. It's just, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I never imagined like this. And I want change. I want to see change the way of doing. I'm not saying like every place, every church, every people that are coming here, they are doing well. I don't know who they are coming to church. Even I'm saying, if they're coming to do something bad for America and they're coming to church to get safe place, I'm saying, look at the soul. Became Paul. So I have to pray for my enemies, and also I have to even pray for supreme leader of Iran to hear the gospel. This is my calling, to respect the law and also preach the gospel to even my enemies, to the worst people in the world. So my calling is to preach the gospel.
I want to talk about your experience in Iran a little bit. You mentioned you smuggling Bibles, you were caught, house arrest, tortured. I mean,
Yeah.
Were you a Christian your whole life? When did you become a Christian?
So my background is Armenian background, born and raised in Iran. My mom was a Farsi teacher, and when I was 15 years old, I decided to follow Jesus. And I went because Armenians in Iran, we don't really, my Armenian is so weak, so my Farsi is the best. I went to evangelical church in Iran, small, local church. And for first time I read the Bible, and then I went to Bible college Farsi Bible College in England, and then I was serving in Turkey as a pastor, start church in one city, and then start working with International Mission Board in Iran, and then also I was the coordinator of American relief team from Southern Baptist to come in a BAM earthquake. I opened the NGOs and also start my house church until we got caught in airport in Iran in 2005. And they tried to tell me that I'm spy of Israel or USA, I'm a CIA, I'm doing this soft revolution, and they asked me to give information, and I just stand up and says I can't, I don't know anybody. So, and it was so bad, 2 years in my life. My wife got harassed by them, and me also. One day I go, they torture me, they put the gun in my head that give the names, not we will kill you. Next day they gave me chocolate. This is very psychological and affecting my life. Still is I'm carrying that. I'm praying that this suffering will never be bitter and rage. Also, I'm asking God to change my suffering to love and care for people like me and others, and be their voice. And so I came to U.S. as a refugee, and I'm pleased. And my kids born here, they're American. Sometimes they make fun of my English, but I'm saying this is land of opportunity. I start learning English here, and I'm a pastor in Cornerstone, West LA. So
life in Iran for Christians is miserable, it sounds like.
Yes, they closed down. They closed down all our churches since 10, 15 years ago, Farsi speaker churches. And Iran was top 10 most persecuted country for Christian in the world. for decades now. And the church went to underground. And as you know, and maybe you know, is Iran is the fastest growing underground church in the world for last few years. And lots of them become Christian. They're tired about religion and they're looking for something different than Islam. They're looking for Christianity, which is love and forgiveness and the way of living, which is people is very interested right now.
So as we just come to a close here, if you have people in front of you right now who are skeptical, who they've heard the story, they have compassion, but they're also feeling like, well, we have to uphold the law. If somebody came illegally, even if they went and got the paperwork after, they still came illegally. What would you say to them from your perspective to help convince them of what you've been saying? I just want to sort of put a bow on this and round it out, because I think again, you have two different sides to this, and it's an important distinction to give you a chance to maybe speak to those people.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody yesterday, mentioned the verse in Matthew chapter 23, that yes, we need to apply the law, and I'm with that, and respect the law, but with applying the law, we need to have some mercy. So mercy is very important, I think, as a Christian, as an American, and as a root and what this country a famous land of opportunity and freedom. I think we have to have a little bit mercy to people that are coming here. And I'm hoping this chaos in LA, chaos in everywhere, a little bit change, and our lawmaker to do something something better, I think.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time joining us. What is next for you on this? Are you going to continue to be speaking out, advocating?
Yes, I want to advocate. I want to speak. I want to be voiceless, not only for our church member, our Christian refugees around the world, especially Turkey and other countries. And I hope there will be a way of having them here safe with the kids, and they can be enjoying freedom that I enjoy here. I respect that, and I love America. That's it.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Billy.